Yo, what is up guys, Darim here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about possibly one of the most overpowered uniques that has ever been added to Path of Exile, which has seen its appearance come in 3.18. Of course, we're talking about Impossible Escape. So I've picked up a few Impossible Escapes here. I'm going to show you guys how they work, and really the massive potential, and also the fact that they're just completely underpriced right now in this video. But first, if you're not already and you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. It seriously helps me out. But without further ado, let's dive into Impossible Escape. So to give you guys a bit of an introduction to the jewel, this jewel drops from Maven, the normal and Uber variation of it, and it seems like a pretty common drop. If I had to compare it to something, I'd say it has a basically similar drop to Watcher's Eye from Elder and Uber Elder. It's very common, and there's going to be a lot of them on the market. However, the catch is, similarly to Watcher's Eye, only certain ones are going to be super duper powerful. And we'll explain what that is in a second here, but it's fair to say some of them are better than others, and specific ones will be very, very good for specific builds. Okay, let's dive into how the jewel works. So essentially, the jewel will always be corrupted, it'll always be limited to 1, and it'll always have a radius of small. The differing factor between the different jewels will be the keystone that they affect. You'll notice that I have an Iron Will one here, Elemental Equilibrium, and a Chaos Inoculation one. And the way that these work is as soon as you socket them in, you can notice that you get a circle around the keystone that it mentions. So I've got EE over here, and you'll notice that I have a circle around Elemental Equilibrium here, which is pretty damn good. And the rules are as follows. Any single passive point that is within this radius can be allocated, completely ignoring pathing. So for example, if I wanted to grab Crystal Skin, I can just grab it. And if I wanted to grab, like this accuracy node here, I could also grab that too. And I can apply those points and they're just basically locked in. The only restriction with these jewels in this small radius is you can't apply the keystone itself, and you also cannot apply jewel sockets. That is not allowed. So overall, a very, very powerful tool, and is going to be, in my opinion, almost at 100% usage rate in perfectly min-max builds. If you don't have one of these in your build, I imagine that you're playing a very, very specific build which doesn't require it, or you simply can't afford the one which would make your build pop off just yet. And overall, that's the power level that we're talking here. Every single build is probably going to want one of these. They're going to save you at least 4 or 5, maybe even 10 points on the passive skill tree overall, and it's just absolutely obscene how strong these things are. So I'm going to give you an example of 3 of them, and then we're going to dive into the price of them, as well as how many people are actually using these right now, because it's actually quite shocking. Okay, so first of all, I want to show you arguably the most powerful one in the game. I would say that most people would agree that the best one is, of course, Chaos Inoculation. So socketing this jewel in is going to essentially allow you to allocate passive points over here around Chaos Inoculation. So you can notice that you can get quite a few different things up here. So the main ones to notice here, though, are, of course, Influence. So you can go ahead and grab two nodes here and get 20% increased aura effect. That's almost as good as the Champion Atlas Ascendancy, Champion Ascendancy point, Inspirational, just for taking this this one node here. So you can go ahead and just yoink, grab 20% increased effective auras. It's pretty damn good. And you can also pick the mana reservation efficiency up as well, which is incredibly powerful. But not only that, on top of that, you just can go ahead and grab that, and also grab +1 curse, Whispers of Doom. Are you actually kidding me, man? That is absurd. Most attack-based Omniscience builds will absolutely want to have this as Impossible Escape. Grabbing Whispers of Doom and Influence for a jewel socket and 2 points, that is absolutely ridiculous, man. And then you also have the flexibility to take the mana reservation if you need it, as well as, some more effect there. And if you're doing some sort of lightning-based build, like, something like along those lines, you can also take Arcing Blows, which is also an incredibly powerful node. Just getting 8% Lightning Pen is also pretty good if you're not playing Omniscience. And you can also get like stuff like this one here, which is just massive amount of chance to avoid ailments while holding a shield. Again, this is incredibly powerful for Lightning Strike. 25% chance to avoid ailments. Oh my, are you kidding me? 1 point? My goodness, that is actually absurd. And, overall, this is just scratching the surface here. And that is pretty much, in my opinion, the most powerful one. And I imagine this one will fetch a pretty hefty price once people realize the power of these things. So that one's pretty damn good. But there's also some other really cheap niche ones that you can pick up. So I picked up this Elemental Equilibrium one here for 120C. It was really, really cheap. And you can notice that you can get some pretty nice stuff here as well. So you can actually come down here and grab 20% chance to avoid ailments and +1 max res, which is pretty damn good. And would you take a jewel which costs you an extra skill point for 20% chance to avoid ailments and +1 max res? I probably would, honestly. This is a build fixer, and it's pretty damn good. In addition to that, you can pick up some accuracy, for example, if you're playing a build that requires that. And you can also grab movement speed and damage with bows, damage over time, and stuff like that as well, which, you know, could potentially be good for maybe an explosive arrow build or something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure if that is a good way to scale it, but it looks pretty good to me. And there's also some other stuff here as well, which could be pretty enticing as well. Fire damage over time multiplied with attack skills. That could actually be pretty good for explosive arrow as well. You know, just saying, it seems pretty good to me. Overall, another pretty damn good one is there. Now, for specific builds, you'll also notice that there are very, very specific powerful ones which you can get for very, very cheap. So I picked up this Impossible Escape for my specific build for 65C. Now, the two that I showed, they're not very good actually for my build because I can't really use the +1 curse. The aura effect is sweet, it's definitely nice. I wouldn't mind that, and if I wasn't using the one I'm about to show you, I would definitely use that. And the avoid ailments is fine, but I can anoint that later on, and I don't really need the accuracy or the damage with bows. But this one here is a game changer for my build specifically. And this is the thing that I think you should look out for on your own build to kind of see, okay, maybe there's not something that's brand new which is possible with your build, but there might be some massive efficiency gains which you can get with an Impossible Escape. And for me, that is certainly the case. So skill points on the tree are very, very valuable. I don't think anyone doubts that. And being able to save skill points wherever possible is ideal. And this specific point on my tree is quite a difficult one to take away. It's significant damage and significant defense, and I've always wanted a way to kind of shimmy my way out of going into the middle of the tree, so I could grab some more powerful nodes around the tree here, maybe even pick up another cluster jewel setup up here, but I didn't want to give up the potential of the center of the tree. Well, enter Iron Will with Impossible Escape. So with the Iron Will keystone here, I can go ahead and respec pretty much all of this stuff. I need to respec sorry, hold on one second. I need to respec this here, and then I can respec all of these points really, really quick. I actually need more regrets now. Really quickly here, I also need to respec that, but and then I can go ahead and I can grab those masteries elsewhere, and I will be so much more powerful overall. You can see that I can respec all of those, and I now save all of those points. It's absolutely ridiculous. I now have 9 skill points to play with overall. I just gained 9 skill points. And all I paid was, you know, some small nodes here, which I can easily make up the difference from, as well as 1 life node. It's completely absurd. It's ridiculous. I just saved so many skill points. I cannot emphasize enough how powerful this jewel is. Now I can go around and shop around my tree and find, you know, okay, do I want some max res? I could grab max res. I could grab Soul of Steel. It's actually absurd how much value I just got. I can even spec into these cluster jewels here. It really does supercharge your build significantly. Even as well, I can now pick up Path of the Warrior. This is actually a compelling choice for me. 16% increased damage for 1 point, and I get 20 strength and 50 armor. Yes, please. I'm going to take that immediately. Overall, this jewel is a game changer. Let's talk a little bit about how no one's using it though, because I think that these are criminally underpriced, and the potential of these are completely wasted right now because no one's talking about it at all. Let's close this Lost Arcade. We don't want any of that. Okay, so Impossible Escape. What is the use rate? 4%. That is crazy. And I was part of the 96% of players not using one of these before I looked them up today because I was curious. It's ridiculous. Now, the people using them are obviously getting a lot of use out of them, but there's only a handful of those people doing that right now. You should try and get out there and you should try and suss out a list of the ones that you're looking for. I'm curious to see what other people are using here. So this guy is using the Chaos Inoculation one, as I thought. Omniscient, Chaos Inoculation, it's crazy. It's absolutely one of the best. And if you take a look here, take a quick look at this guy. He's probably using, he's using Imbalanced Guard, another very fantastic one. So the Imbalanced Guard one will essentially allow you to allocate the points down here. You can see that Soul of Steel as well as Prismatic Skin are both in range of Imbalanced Guard, giving you essentially 3% max res as well as a ton of armor just for 1 jewel socket and 2 points. That is crazy. Very, very good indeed. Let's take a look at what are the other ones some of these people are using. Let's quickly just go bing, 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 and take a quick look. And then I'm going to show you guys the pricing of these and how criminally underpriced they are, and also how to buy the one that you might be interested in. Oh my god, look at all these ads. Okay, so this guy is using, let's take a look. Okay, it's a bit of a bug there. This guy is using Chaos Inoculation. No surprise there. This guy is using Precise Technique. What is Precise Technique? I actually don't know. This one, that's a bit of a learning experience for me too. Precise Technique. Let's take a look which one this one is. It's Precise Technique. Okay, so this guy is using it for, looks like spell suppression. Very, very smart, actually. I didn't even consider that. So he's getting the life, which is avoid ailments here, which is crazy. 12% avoid ailments, 15% life. You get all this spell suppression wheel, which is a ton of spell suppression. You get 10, 14, 18, 22% spell suppression. Oh my goodness, that is actually disgusting. You can drop spell suppression from one of your slots. That is crazy, actually. And in addition to that, you can also get this movement speed while phasing. That's actually pretty damn good. Oh my, this is actually a really, I might have to buy this one, I'm not gonna lie. And that is actually very good. I'm gonna steal that technology. Okay, so that is good. So that's a really good one as well. I'm just genuinely curious now for myself. Okay, so this one is solipsism. What is solipsism? This guy's using that one. Solipsism. What is that? Solipsism. I actually cannot find this one. Where on earth is solipsism? Is it on the left side of the tree, perhaps? It sounds like a Templar node. Maybe I need to spell it perfectly. Solipsism. Solipsism. Ah, there it is here. Okay, so this guy is taking, most likely I would have to guess for the, this guy is playing a strength stacker, I want to say. If I had to say, maybe some sort of a support, it looks like. Maybe it's a curse bot. So he's getting the increased aura effect as well as AoE. Mana reservation, he's getting links. Oh, it could be based on links. Yeah, it does look like it's about based on links, as well as grabbing intelligence and energy shield. So this one definitely seems a lot more niche, but that one could see some use as well. Definitely not one that I super understand. This guy's using blood magic. Okay, blood magic, I know where that one is. Blood magic is down here. So he's using that for perhaps the endurance charge and strength stacking, maybe. That one definitely seems a little on the weaker side, but you know, not too bad there. And lastly, let's take a look at what this guy's using. So he's using Mage Bane. This one definitely I know for a fact is reasonably good. So you can get increased duration, which you can jump to, which is pretty nice. You can also grab the flask stuff over here and the flask stuff over there, and as well as getting 10% spell suppression, I believe is also in range, as well as the spell suppression nodes here and the resistance if you also wanted to go for that. So that's not too bad either. The Mage Bane is not too bad either. So overall, there is incredibly powerful nodes. I don't think anyone doubts it. This is a jewel which most people are going to want one of at least. You can get defense, you can get offense, you can get basically anything on the tree that you want for the most part. Let's talk a little bit about how these are incredibly underpriced and how you can source one of these yourself. Let's go to Path of Exile Trade real quick, and we'll quickly key it in. Oh, sorry for the flashbang there, guys. Okay, so basically what you're going to be looking for is to do a little dash, and then you're going to do allocates, and then you're going to scroll allocate, and then you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom here. Passive in radius of hash can be allocated without being connected to your tree. And then you're going to go ahead and just type in the keystone that you want. So Chaos Inoculation, this is one which I believe is just criminally underpriced. Is 17.5 exalts right now for one. It's crazy cheap, 18 exalts. Okay, and then it goes up pretty quick. But I literally, before this this video, I literally bought one for 17 exalts. They are selling, there's limited supply. So, you know, these are probably going to be reasonably expensive. Overall, I would definitely look at getting maybe one of those, you know, pretty quick. I'm just curious how much this one costs, but they're all pretty cheap. If you want a niche one like mine, which is like Iron Will, it's like 80 chaos, man. You can get one incredibly cheap. But this one here, I wanted to look up Precise Technique. That one is a pretty good one. Let's see if this one is too expensive. Let's take a quick look. It is, drumroll please, okay, I'm gonna buy this up to the stream, man. That's crazy talk that's that cheap. Anyway, I digress. This is a great jewel. I highly recommend looking into it. It's incredible power jump for a lot of builds, and I think that you would be, you know, kind of missing out on a bit of the fun if you didn't at least check out some of the keystones and see if they were suitable for your build, and maybe look around at a few of the options and maybe you can get a cheap one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I fully expect to see these, you know, be a lot more valuable in the future. Until next time, cheers.